Hello kids, today we are going to start with the new chapter, the other side of 0. So before we move into the chapter and learn about integers, which are actually the number on the other side of 0, we are going to understand, we are going to revise what we already know. So there are certain numbers, type of numbers about which we already know. Okay, so the first type of number are whole numbers, right? We have studied about the whole numbers, and whole numbers are the numbers which starts from 0 and it moves to the right direction of numbering, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, right? So these numbers are called as whole numbers. Now the next type of numbers we already know are natural numbers. And what are natural numbers? They are the numbers which start with 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So kids, here both the whole numbers and the natural numbers, they are positive numbers. So what do we mean by positive numbers? If I say 4, then that number will be plus 4. If I say 6, it is plus 6. If I say 170, any number, it is 170 positive number. Okay, so these are whole numbers and natural numbers which we already know. Also, we have read about the fractions, the fractional numbers. So I'm writing next as fractions or fractional numbers. Example is your 7 by 9 is one fraction, 1 by 2, 3 by 4, okay, and so on. These are different fractions we have studied about. Also, we have learned about decimal numbers, right? What are decimal numbers? 0.2, 0.007, 1.9, 24.86, etc. All these are decimal numbers. So till now, that is till 6th grade, we have learned about the whole numbers, the number which start with 0 and goes to the right direction. Right, I am saying 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to infinity. Okay. And then we have natural numbers. Natural number starts with 1. It does not include 0. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Then we have fractional numbers or fractions. And the last we have decimal numbers. So these are the numbers which we already know. Now, as a part of this chapter, we are going to learn about integers. Okay. So integers. So kids, what are integers? Integers are the numbers which include both positive and negative numbers. So it include both positive and negative numbers. Example, sorry. So now what are positive and negative numbers? See, the numbers which are on the right side of 0, they are positive numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. These all are positive numbers. We also call them as positive integers. Okay. Now, the other numbers are negative numbers. They are on the other side of 0. They are on the left side of 0 and they goes like -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. Okay. So, the total set of all positive and negative integers, they are called, all positive and negative numbers, they are called integers. Negative integers. So these are positive integers or positive numbers on the right side of 0. On the left side of 0 or on the other side of the 0, we have negative numbers, -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. Okay, so these are negative numbers or negative integers. Now kids, the important point to note here is about 0. Okay, 0 is neither a positive integer nor a negative integer. 0 is not included in both of these. 0 is 0. We will call 0 as an integer, but it is not positive, it is not negative. Okay, this is the another important thing. Also, the other thing which we have to keep it in our mind here is that the number in this whole set, that is on this whole, this is a kind of number line. Okay, so in this number line, any number which is on the right side is always greater than the number which is on the left side. So let us see what does that mean. That means if I consider 3, 3 is on the right side of, this is on the right side of 2, on the right side of 1, on the right side of 0. So 3 will always be greater than 2, it will always be greater than 1, it will always be greater than 0. Also, it will always be greater than all the negative integers. 3 will always be greater than -1, -2, -3, and so on. Okay, so on as in the negative numbers. So any number which is on the right side will always be greater than the number on the left side of the number line, where we are plotting the positive and negative integers and 0 also. Okay, I am taking another example here. I am taking the example of -4 now. Okay, so -4, this -4 will always be it will always be greater than the number on its left. Okay, that means -4 will always be greater than -5, -6, -10, -100, -1000, and so on. So the number which is on the right will always be greater than the number on the left side. Okay, but again, this -4 will always be, this number, this will always be lesser than the number on its right side. Means -4 will always be less than -3, it will always be less than -2, it will always be less than 0. Okay, because all these numbers, they are on the right side of -4. Okay, so kids, also understand one thing, like in the case of our positive numbers, are as we go to the right hand side, the number go on increasing. That means +7, +8, +9, they are always greater than +1, +2, and so on. But this case is opposite for negative numbers. That means if we go to more negative numbers, the higher the negative number, the lesser will be its value. Okay, so here I am writing this thing. The higher the negative number, the higher the negative number, less will be its value. That means, example, -1000 will always be less than -100. -100 will always be less than -1. Okay, so as we move toward more negative side, that is higher numbers here, the numbers goes on increase, the value of the number goes on decreasing. And as we move toward the right hand side of the 0, the value of the number goes on increasing. These are very important points which you should always remember. Okay, so this is about the integers. What we have learned here, kids, that integers, it is the set of both positive and negative numbers including 0, but 0 is not a positive or not a negative integer. Okay, also what we have learned here is the number on the right side of the number line will always be greater than the number on the left side of the number lines. Okay, and then we have learned two examples here. Also, the next important point we have learned here is The higher the negative number, the less will be its value. The higher the positive number, the more will be its value. Okay, so I hope now you have understood that what are the integers. It is the set of both positive and negative numbers. Okay, so now let us move in this chapter and see what is there. So before that, I am just rubbing out this portion. I'm just doing it very, very fast, kids. Please always remember what are whole numbers, what are natural numbers, decimal number, fractions, and the integers. As we'll go in the higher grades, we will have questions based on these integers. And now in our syllabus, in our current syllabus, we have the normal operations using the integers, which we are going to do in this chapter. Okay, so now let's move ahead and see what is there in this chapter. So this is nothing but the general introduction of the chapter, where they have told about the fractions, they have told about the whole numbers and natural numbers, and then this is the number line which we have already seen. Next, what is there is a fun activity in 10.1, which is Bella's building of fun. Children flock to Bella's ice cream factory, which is this one, to see and taste her tasty ice cream. To make it even more fun for them, Bella purchased a multi-story building and filled it with attractions. She named it Bella's Building of Fun. So kids, this is Bella's Building of Fun, where on every floor there is some different activity. And also, as we can see in this figure, what we have here is, in this picture, this is the ground floor, and we have the floors above the ground floor and floors in the below the ground floor also. Okay, so this is our ground floor, this one is our ground floor, and these up are the floors above the ground floor, and these are the floors below the ground floor here. So observe that some of the floors in the building of the fun are below the ground floor. What are the shops that you find on these floors? What is there on the ground floor? So kids, what we can see here is we have toys, we have video games, cinema, ghost house, and the dinosaur house. So these are the things which are there in the ground floor. Now a lift is used to go up and down between the floors. So a lift is installed here which take the people up and down here. Okay, can you spot the lift? So where is the lift? This is the lift. This is the lift. Now to go to the art center from the welcome hall, you must press the plus button twice. This is the welcome hall, which is the entry to the ground floor. Now what it is saying is you must press the plus button twice if you have to go to the art center. So kids, as we can see here, this is the ground floor which we are going to take as 0. This is first floor, this is second floor. So if we have to reach to the second floor, we have to press this plus button twice. So if I press this plus button once, I will reach on the first floor. If twice, then we will reach on the second floor. To reach here, we have to press this button twice, plus 2 times. We can say that button press is plus or plus 2. So same thing I have written here. Now to go down the floors, if we have to go down here, we have to press the minus sign button twice, which we write as minus or minus 2. So from here, if we have to go to the second floor, which is the second floor here, the video game floor. If we have to go here to this floor, we have to press minus twice, or we can say minus 2. Any of these is fine. So if you press plus 1, that is, if you press the plus button once, you will go up on one floor, and if you press minus, you will go minus 1 floor. So that means if I press minus 1, I will reach here in the toys section. Okay, so lift button presses and the numbers. Plus means 3 times plus, 4 times minus means minus 4. So I hope you have understood what we have to do here. We have a ground floor and we have some floors above and below the ground. If we have to go up, we have to press the button plus. If we have to go down, we have to press the button minus. Now it depends that how many floors we have to go up, that many times we have to press plus button. Similarly for the minus, if we have to go down, what do you press to go 4 floors up? So kids, if I have to reach to the 4 floors up, that is first floor, second floor, third floor and fourth floor in the ice cream factory, so we will press +4, or we have to press plus button 4 times, right? What do you press to go to 3 floors down? And if I have to go 3 floors down, that is from here 1, 2, 3 in the cinema section, then we have to press -3 or minus button 3 times. Correct? So I hope you have understood this activity. Now let us see further. Numbering the floors in the building of fun. Now we have to number these floors. Entry to the building of fun is at the ground floor level and is called the welcome hall. This is the entry. This is the entry to the hall. We are taking this as 0. Okay. Now, starting from the ground floor, you can reach the food court by pressing +1. The next one is the food court. If we have to go up, we have to press plus, right? And how many times we have to press that button depend upon the floor on which it is present. So this is first floor, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. 6 floors are there. If I have to go to food court, +1 we have to press. And can reach the art center by pressing +2, right? We can do this way. Now, starting from the ground floor, you must press -1 to reach to the toy store. Now from here, if I have to go to the toy store, we will press -1. If I have to go to the video game section, we have to press -2 and so on. Now, the ground floor is called 0. Can you see why? Yes, we can say the ground floor is 0 because our lift is starting from the here. This is our starting point of the lift here. Now, the first thing is number all the floors in the building of fun. We can do that. This is first floor, I'm writing this side. This is second floor, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. And all these are positive. I'm marking them positive. They are on the upper side of 0. Similarly, if we'll go down, then it is -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5 here, right? Did you notice that +3 is the floor number of the bookstore? That is correct. Similarly, -3 is the floor number, but it is also the number of floors you go down when you press -3. That is cinema. So if I have to reach here, we will press minus, minus, minus or -3 to reach to this floor. Now, a number with a positive sign in front of it is called positive number, and a number with a negative sign is called a negative number. This is same what we have learnt above, that what are the positive and the negative numbers, or positive or the negative integers. Next we have is, in the building of fun, the floors are numbered using the ground floor. So that means we are taking the ground floor as the reference here, and taking this ground floor as the reference, we are marking the other floors up and down here. The floors above the ground floor are numbered with positive numbers, and if we have to reach there, we have to press the plus button for the some number of times. And what are those number of times? That is the number of floors we have to go. Similarly, the floor below the grounds, they are marked negatively, and if we have to reach there, we have to press minus. And again, it depends upon that how many floors down we have to go. That many times we'll have to press the minus sign here. Again, 0 is neither a positive or a negative number. Okay, so we don't put any plus or minus sign in front of it. This is clear. Next, what we have is addition to keep the track of the movement. Here, so start from the food court and press +2 in the lift. Where will you reach? So kids, here, if we start from the food court, where is the food court? It is here on the first floor. And now if we are standing here, I'm just drawing that we are standing here, and now we are pressing +2. So that means we are going to reach here and then here. So we are reaching in the book section. Where we will reach in the books section. correct? Now, we can describe this using as an expression. So what we are saying here is that this movement which we have done, we can describe it using the expression. And what is that? That is, this is my starting point. I was already standing on the food court. I'm starting from food court. So this is my starting point. Starting point. And then from starting point, I am moving 2 floors up. Okay. So this is my movement. In this case, what is my movement? I am moving up by +2, right? 2 floors. And then finally, I am reaching to my target point. Target point is bookstore. Target floor or target point. I'm writing point here. You can keep it as point or you can keep it as floor also in this example. So now what we have is that I was standing here, I was standing at +1 and I moved to 2 floors up. So I have taken the movement of 2 here, right? So I have reached to the target point is book section, which is 3rd floor. If I see from here, this is 1st, 2nd and 3rd floor, right? So this is my target point. And also if you add these two, you will get 3 only. So now you understood that how we have to do. What we can take here is that if we know the starting point and if we know that how much movement we are doing, we can find out our target floor. Okay, the same thing is described here. Now let's do the figure it out. The first question is, you start from the floor +2 and you press -3 in the lift, where you will reach. So kids, for the ease of your understanding, I am making 0 here. This is my ground floor and then this is my building. I'm just making this kind of replica of the building here. Okay, this is my 0, this is my +1, +2, +3, +4, sorry, extending this, +5. Similarly, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. I'm taking 5 numbers as of now. Okay, so the first question is, you start from +2. That means I'm already standing here and press -3 in the lift. Now I'm pressing -3 in the lift. So if I'm pressing -3, kids, that means I am making a movement of -3 here. 3 times minus I'm doing. Okay, so I am here, I am going down. Why down? Because I'm marking minus. And how many steps I am taking? 3 steps. So from here I am going 1 step minus, 2nd step minus and 3rd step minus. That means I am reaching here. This is 1st minus, this is 2nd minus, this is 3rd minus. 3 minus I am pressing. So where I am reaching? I am reaching to -1. Okay, this is my point where I am reaching, -1. Okay, so this is with example. Now we can also use this formula here. Let us use this formula to understand. So my starting point was +2. Starting point was +2. To this I am adding my movement. How much I have moved? -3. Okay, so +2, I was on +2. I am adding 3 minus to it. If I am solving it, if I'll add +2 -3, I will get -1 here. Okay, so I'll get -1 and same is the answer which I am getting here also. Okay, and this is my target floor. I have to reach here. Okay, so I hope you have understood this point, that we were already here on +2. We are making a movement of -3, 3 times minus. So this is 1, this is 2nd, this is 3rd. We are reaching -1 here. Same we can do using this formula. Starting floor, that was +2. Movement we are taking is -3. So if we'll add +2 to -3, we'll get -1. That is my target floor. Same what we have got here. Okay, so now this is done. Next question is, evaluate these expressions. We have all these expressions. You may think of them as starting floor plus movement by referring to the building of fun. So kids, what we can do here is, now we have to solve all these expression here and using the formula starting floor plus movement, and this part also we can take help of it. Let us start with the A part here. So A part is plus 1 plus 1 plus 4, and we have to find where we are going to reach. Okay, this plus 1 is starting floor given to us. I am writing starting floor here. This floor plus 4 is the movement we are doing, and what we have to find the target floor. Okay, so let us take the help of this lift example. It says that, wait, I'm just removing this part first, and now let's do it. So it says I am already present at plus 1. This is my starting point, and I am making plus 4, means 4 times I am pressing plus. So this is first, I am here already. I am making 1 plus, second plus, third plus, and fourth plus. So that means I was here on 1 and I am making 4 times plus. So I am reaching here to the 5th floor. This is the 5th floor where I am reaching. So my target will be plus 5. And also if we try to solve this, this is 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay. So this is 5th floor we are reaching here. Next, let's do the C part here. Okay, so C part, our starting point is plus 4. I'm just removing this. Okay, so here my starting point is plus 4, means we are standing here, and then we are adding a movement of minus 3 to it. Minus 3 means we are going, minus means we are going down. And how many steps? 3 steps. So 1, 2 and 3. So that means we are reaching to plus 1 here. Also 4 minus 3 will give you 1. But using this expression and lift, you have understood that this is my starting floor. I was here and I am making a movement of minus 3, going down 3 and by pressing minus 3 times. So this is the movement and target is plus 1. So I have reached to the first floor here. Okay. Also, I'll do one more example, kids. I'll take the G part here. G part is 0 plus minus 2. So what is our starting point here? Starting point is 0. That means I'm standing on the ground floor. What I'm doing is I'm making a movement of minus 2. That is, I'm going minus, pressing minus twice. First time, second time. So where I have reached? I have reached to the second floor in the below the ground. Okay. So this is how we have to do this. Minus 2. Rest questions, kids. This is a homework for you. Please try to do this using the expression, and you can also make a figure. It will be easy for you to understand. Now, third question is, starting from different floors, find the movement required to reach minus 5. Example, if I start at plus 2 and press minus 7, I will reach to the floor minus 5. The expression is 2 plus minus 7 is equal to 5. Find more such starting position and movement needed to reach the floor minus 5, and also write down the expressions here. So the question says that we have to find out a different way to reach to the floor minus 5. Okay, and one example is given to us here. This is my minus 5. If I have to reach it, kids, you can also extend it. I'm writing it minus 6, minus 7, since in example 7th floor is given to us. So if I have to reach on minus 5, this is my target floor. I have to reach here. So if I take this example, if where we know the starting floor and we know the movement to reach to the target floor. So in this case, the target floor is minus 5. We have to reach here, and what we have to do is we have to find the different type examples, different expressions to reach here. The very easy, the first one is that I am standing on the ground. I'm standing on ground and from ground I am making a movement of 5 steps. So first, second, third, fourth and fifth. So I am pressing 5 minus times and I am reaching to this floor. Okay, so this is the first thing we can do. Second thing which we can do is, now I am moving to first floor. So my starting point is first floor now. Okay, this is my starting point. And what I have to do, I have to reach to minus 5. So let's see how many times I'll have to press minus. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I'm standing here, I have to press minus 6 times and I'll reach on the 5th floor. You see here, 1 time minus, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time and 6 times. So I was on first floor. I have pressed this minus 6, this minus sign 6 times and I have reached to my target floor, which is minus 5 here. So kids, what is important here is, remember this expression, understand what is starting floor, understand what is movement and understand what is the target floor where we have to reach. Okay, starting floor, again I'm telling you, is the point from where we are starting. Movement is the number of steps we are taking up or down, right or left, and target floor is the floor where we are finally reaching to. Okay, so this is all about this, kids. Now I'll start with the next example in the next class, but you do understand, practice this properly and try to do all these homework questions. Okay, and also try to do a part of 3. Try to find one more example in the third question. Okay, and write down its expression. So now I'll see you all in the next class. Thank you.